What's going on, eaters and feeders? This is episode number 2 of 4. That is basically the split up episodes of the interview I did with Tom Orlandi from Kraving Thyme Meal Prep. In this episode, we're going to be discussing cooking schedule, the importance of deadline, cooking once a week versus twice a week, Tom's visit to Fit Food Fresh, some things that he observed there, plateaus of profitability, customer service, making lemonade out of lemons, building loyalty, branding with personality, menu item ideas, national shipping, and price wars. So there's a ton to get into, so we're just going to hurry up and get into that. Of course, if you're new, check out the other episodes. They're normally a bit different than this. This is a new thing that I'm doing with the interviews. If you've got a meal prep business already, if you'd like to do an interview with me, I think it'd be great exposure for your brand. So reach out, join the meal plan mafia, and I'd be happy to schedule some time as things allow. It's kind of a first come, first serve basis, priority given to the meal plan mafia group. But links are in the show notes. Tons of valuable resources, tools, tips, content, and all that other jazz that can't be put into a YouTube episode. Subscribe, alert, and check out mealprepbiz101.com. Let's get into part 2 of the interview.
Welcome to our channel where we go behind the scenes for meal plan company Fit Food Fresh and other local businesses across South Florida. Make sure you hit the subscribe and alerts so you never miss a video, and hit us with any questions or suggestions.
What's your schedule like? You guys do once a week production, right?
Yeah, just once a week. We're doing it's Thursday deadline. I moved it to 8 o'clock at night where we're doing 3 o'clock. And I noticed that when I switch it to 8 o'clock, we got like freaking 10 to 15 more orders.
Yeah, because you're getting the people who are coming off of work and going, oh, that's right.
Yep. Yeah, and you're getting less text messages on Friday saying, oh, man, Tom, I forgot. I did this, and that. I'm like, you have from Monday to Thursday, not just that small window on Thursday from when I text you to get the order in. So, but it was we did a little a shift in the kitchen where we're able to now push the deadline at 8, which is I'm very thankful for, because now I don't have to rush and try to get the numbers to Sarah by 4:30. So that, because we have some people that leave around 6:30. So,
yeah, that is I've never really thought about this, but that is an interesting dynamic that the single cook plays, because now you're doing, because I mean, the way we have it broken up is we have the 2 cooks, as you know. So there's Monday and Thursday. Thursday is 40%. Monday is about 60%. You're doing 100% on one cook. So that means that your deadline is definitely, like, as you grow, that might be something that gets hard, because you said you're doing 14 meals on average per ticket. That's a lot of
yeah.
That might be something I'm interested to see how that comes up, because your cooking might become so intense for that one cook. It might at some point make sense to go to the second one. I don't know. If you scale right, I would still try to avoid it, man. The simple model is the better. The more simple it is, like, unless you have to absolutely make it more complex. It's like what's that term? Entropy, like in thermodynamics. Like, the more simple the system can be, that's how, like, nature normally evolves. It goes with the most simple and easy way to get something accomplished. And I definitely think the single cook is man, we never had that. We always had 2 cooks a week, and it's like it's good and it's bad.
Like 2 chefs or 2?
No, like cooking sessions.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, I was going to ask you, how do you do that? Do you have 2 separate crews?
No, we have basically the way we have it set up is that everybody in the kitchen works 5 days a week, and now we have production every day. But the way we got it set up is so that on the lighter days, we have it so that, like, okay, so I'll walk you through the entire week. So we get our orders by 2 o'clock on Friday.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
We actually have to start ordering food on Wednesday for it to be there, just because of the volume of food that we get. So we start sourcing stuff blindly based on how that menu performed last time. And, like, we look at, like, the population. Okay, the population going in from last week was this many people. And last time we were at this many people, so relatively we like just bump everything up by those same percentages. And we're never like spot on, but it's way better than what we were doing before, where the chef would just like buy blindly. So Friday's the deadline. By Friday, the Monday food is already in production. So we actually, at this level, we start producing food before it's all sold. So it could lead to leftovers. The chef tries to do it in a way that like, so Thursday is when the Monday production would start. And that would be a lot of mainly it's a skeleton crew. Monday and Thursday are skeleton crews. So Thursday would be like a skeleton crew of like 4 or 5 guys receiving deliveries, chopping stuff, making marinades and sauces and stuff like that. Not really any cooking. We call that a cold day.
Prepping.
And Friday is more cold prep, but it's like the full crew is there. Saturday is our heaviest day. That's like when we really start cooking. Like we might start doing some cooking on Friday, but most of the cooking is Saturday, really, really heavy day. Then Sunday is a little bit of cooking, really just finishing off the more perishable items and plating. And we also start plating some stuff we might start plating on Friday at the earliest, but it would be like something that just lasts forever, like quesadillas or something like really simple. Right. And then Sunday, by contrast, is the opposite, where it's like the most perishable items, the salads, anything that's going to wilt, seafood, cruciferous vegetables, like all that stuff we cook last because it's the most sensitive. Finish up the plating, deliveries go out that night, and then Monday starts the Thursday cook. So Monday is the 40% version of
Thursday.
So then we have kind of Tuesday is like a mash of Friday and Saturday, and then Wednesday is like a Sunday. But it's just like, so we have a 4-day cook and then a 3-day cook. And then some of the guys who work Monday and Thursday on the light days, normally they're off Wednesday and Sunday. Okay. So everybody still works 5 days a week. It's fair. It's just sometimes we have the whole team there. Sometimes special team is running their drills and all the other guys are, reading routes and watching film. And then sometimes they flip over. That was a really good analogy for a guy who doesn't know anything about sports.
I know you're not a football guy. That was really, or you're a college football guy. I remember that was really good. That was nice. Good for you. A++, buddy.
I'm going to use that with my buddies. They'll be really impressed.
Yes.
The last time we spoke, you mentioned that you started in February. When was it that you flew down? I thought you were already started when you flew down.
We started in our house. We started basically like illegally. We went legit.
February is when you got your place.
Yes, because I in November 2019 is when I signed a lease for our place, and I'm like, all right, how are we gonna do this? I've never seen the inside of a meal prep kitchen. I found you. I was at the gym, and I found you on YouTube, and it was like you had maybe 100, not even 100 followers on YouTube. I'm like, what's this dude all about? So I started listening. I'm like, you're in your car, and I'm like, all right, I'm digging what this guy's saying. He's like, I like his YouTube station, his channel. It's good. It's fresh. It's funky. And you even, I said something.
I remember you commented in your YouTube account is Sarah, so I kept calling you Sarah the whole time.
Yes.
And I forget what your question was.
You called us, it's Craving Time. You thought it was Kitchen Time. You're like, yeah, that was a good play on words. I'm like, no, Craving Time. You're like, no, Kitchen. Got me thinking. I'm like, shit, did we change the name to Kitchen Time? So, and then I'm like, dude, I need to see your facility. My buddy is literally 20 minutes away from you. You're probably like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, hey, dude, book the flight.
No, that was impressive. I remember when you were coming to visit, I was like so stressed out about stuff at the business, but I didn't want to like not give you time. I wanted to make sure like I answered all your questions and stuff. I remember, I forget what we were stressed out about.
Your cook left you, or you were doing meals for another company.
Really? You came during that? What?
Yeah.
When did you come? In December?
I came down December 6th.
Oh yeah, man. Oh.
No, I'm sorry. January 6th. I'm sorry. January 6th, not December 6th. January.
Oh, you came down right before COVID. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to remember because when we were speaking in the last video, you mentioned that, and then I was like, wait, he came down before COVID. Okay, so that was January. So that was right before COVID hit. Yeah, man, we've got I think I made the series is like Hell Week or something. I've got a series of a bunch of different videos on that. I'm sure you saw them.
Yep.
And yeah, we switched chefs after taking on the production from another meal prep company, which basically doubled us like overnight. And it was crazy. I did a 24-hour shift and it just like, it killed me. It was like 24 hours of labor, 24 hours of shopping. And like, if I wasn't doing something physical, it was like super mental. And it was just everything from plating. I was in the walk-in refrigerator all night. We were trying to get his team to coordinate with our team. And like, we learned a lot of lessons. It was a catastrophe, but we learned a lot of lessons, like seeing the way production would have to scale and just having to, like, now I realize, like, I've had theories before about how we would have to do it, but definitely like a second shift. That's how I'd have 2 shifts a day. Because, and this is something I've brought up before, like you'll reach different levels in your business where a lot of times it'll kind of coincide with a plateau of profitability, like you've experienced, like having to grow at certain levels. You have to hire somebody, it's a bigger cost, and you have a limitation on your man hours at some point, and then you'll have limitation on your refrigeration space at some point, and then like the physical production space, like you have a hood system in your kitchen that's only this big. It can only fit so many ovens under that. It can only fit so many like double stacks, and eventually the machinery is going to slow it down. And at that point, you have to do like a second shift or something like that, or another day. And then when you get to the level where like you just have people shoulder to shoulder, got to get into the second shift. And that was one thing that we definitely, I mean, most companies don't double overnight at that level, doing thousands of meals already. So that was definitely a hell of an experience, man. What's something crazy that you ever done, like an all-nighter or something where like a driver doesn't show up, you have to pick up after like doing everything all day?
Oh, our very first weekend, it was Super Bowl weekend. And we're like, okay, we'll have family members help. We had maybe 500 meals. And we're like, okay, this is the most we've ever done. So we did our normal production. Everything came in Thursday by 3:00. And we started prepping. We started cooking Friday. That screwed up. We didn't get product in, and then we had to wait. We had to go pick up product at a Sam's Club on Saturday. Burnt food. Had to go back, grab more food on Sunday. So now we're like, okay, we have to push everything to Monday. Everyone was really cool. They understood. And then we had no clue what happened. Next thing you know, we finished Monday night plating. It was me, 2 other people at 3 a.m, Monday going into Tuesday. We're already 2 days late with our deliveries. And I got home at 3:10, took a shower, brushed my teeth, went to bed. My alarm went off at 3:45. It's pretty brutal when you wake up and you could still taste toothpaste in your mouth after you've gone to bed. So I got up and I went and I did all the deliveries for the whole day. It took me probably close to 10 hours to do all these deliveries because I had no clue what I was doing, but I did it. And just for being late, I literally comped everything. No one paid a dime.
Wow.
Talk about your first week.
That's a hell of a way to earn some loyalty.
Mm-hmm. Well, that worked big time.
Yeah.
Big time. I mean, these people were expecting their meals on Sunday. Here I am Tuesday, let's say 3 p.m, delivering to an office park with my tail between my legs saying, here you go. By the way, you're comped. I'm going to return all your money.
There's definitely a double-edged sword with being at that level. Cause when you're small enough, it's obviously not tens of thousands of dollars, but at the same time, like, you don't have what money it is to spend. But then it's also crucial because you can't afford to lose that many people. So it's like this back and forth where it's just like, can I afford to do this? Can I afford not to do this? Like, but that's a great story right there. That's that I like stuff. My theory with customer service is I want to make it so that our recovery is so good that you wait for us to mess up. Like, you can't wait for us to mess up. Like, we have a grocery store down here, Publix. They're notorious for their subs. And they have this, they have some kind of a rule. I didn't even know about this, but if they ring something up and the price is wrong, it's free. Like that's a great way to get you to shop there. Cause you're just like, that was 69 cents. Actually, it was on sale. It's like, okay, it's free. You know, it's like
the whole thing's free or just that item?
Just that item. Just that item.
But still, it's like a game. I would totally play that too.
Yeah, it's nice. And that gets you to trust them because like you could see how some people, especially, you know, people who are pinching their pennies, they're going to be like, they're always screwing me. I always got to watch the price. And they corrected it. But, you know, if I didn't catch it, then now it's like, man, they're willing to lose in order to assure me that they're going to do their best to make sure it's accurate. That's a nice little, and that story that you have, I mean, the way you can get referrals off of that, like that's some good stuff, man. How many people, you said it was 500 meals?
Just a little over 500 meals. It was our very first official order. We went from ending in November because we took a little 2-month break because of our baby. We ended at like, I want to say 330 was our cap. So we're like, all right, we're going to crush it. We're going to go into a nice big facility. Well, 1,000 square foot, not really huge, but still bigger than our kitchen, right?
Upgrade from the kitchen. Yeah.
Bigger than our home kitchen. So, it was great because we had the people that were loyal, call them loyal fans. They were getting their friends. You got to try this meal prep. They're just going official. We were getting meals from them forever. We have very, very loyal people, which is awesome.
Yeah. So
it grew to, I'm like, oh my gosh, we have like 516 meals. This is great. And then I got to give it all away.
But it ended up being a blessing in disguise. Like sometimes you don't see that stuff in the moment, but 6 months later, you're like, man, thank God that catastrophe happened.
Yeah, no, people actually still talk about that. It's interesting. I still have people that order from me order from us every single week that were basically like members with us since September 2019. So
that's awesome.
I'm huge on that. So if something's wrong, if like I send out a text message every single Tuesday or Wednesday, whoever purchased from us the week prior, and asks, hey, Tuesday check-in, how are the meals? Looking for some honest feedback, and then I can kind of separate like who's current, who's new. So it's a different text message because I could send them in blocks, and I could personalize it, which is nice. I mean, that's what your system does, and so it's a system I use called Scipio, and it's working great. So I send that out, and whatever like people are saying, like, well, I wasn't a big fan of this. I'm like, well, why? Is it more personal? Was it not cooked properly? And I'll give free food out. I'm like, listen, I won't be able to sleep well at night knowing that you weren't a fan of that meal. So what I'm going to do is, how many did you get of those? They're like, well, I got 3. Okay, cool. Use this promo code for your next order, so you're going to get 3 free meals.
Yeah, I love customer service, especially with a service like this, because it's so fun. It's so easy to fix problems, and you obviously want to be careful when you're giving your food away. But like when you're able to do that, it locks them in, because like your job is to play like offensive defense through your customer service. Like whether by winning a bad experience or showing that you're sincere. Like another thing I got to compliment you on is I like that you're constantly like you're in the brand, you're in front of the camera, you know, like your customers know. I don't know if it's because I follow you personally or the business, but I'm pretty sure I've seen the baby, I've seen you, like you have that like straight connection with them. So even when they don't know you, they feel like they know you. And I like that, because it's like you always want to go to a restaurant that you know the owner, or you know a story about the place or something like that. You've got some kind of a connection. It sticks out then compared to the other places. And especially when you want to bring someone there, you want to talk about that restaurant. You got a little story to tell, like, oh, I got a place. Oh, this bar was actually brought over from a pub in London, and that's where Jack the Ripper used to, kill people at the bottom of this hotel, and like all this stuff. There's a place like that on Atlantic, and the place is it's like a nice dive, but people like going there because every time you hear about how it's haunted and like all this other stuff, especially when you have someone in town. So it's like that with the meal prep. You feel like this when your customers are able to brag about the decision they made picking your company, like that's awesome. And like free food, the best way to someone's heart is through their stomach.
100%, man. And then when you fix that, that's huge. I love mistakes because I'm like opportunity to fix it. 100%.
Make the recovery so good they want you to mess up. You're like, no, I gotta keep ordering these guys. They take too good a care of me in the good and the bad. Who comes up with the majority of your menu? Like I saw one of them was the like a Big Mac wrap.
Oh yeah.
Is that you or is that a Sarah?
No, that's actually my Facebook guy.
Oh yeah.
An interesting story there. So I wanted to put he told me, he goes, you got to put this Big Mick wrap on there. I'm like, interesting. A little spin of healthiness on a fast food. Cool. I can figure that out. I'm pretty good. Use some lean meat. The only thing bad will probably be some low fat cheese and the secret sauce. Yeah. So I was actually coming home from visiting my buddy after I saw you, and my flight got delayed. Snow in Buffalo, weird, right? So I had to stay an extra night in Lauderdale. I was like getting a hotel room, and I was watching. It was a Sunday night. I was watching football, and I put on Facebook, "Hey, thinking about these 4 menu items. Give me your top 2." Just putting a survey. I love putting surveys out there because I want my members to tell me what they want, what they like. So I went to bed, woke up, and I was looking through the feed, and I noticed a competitor actually commented. It's called Balance Body, and they say, like, interesting, a Big Mac wrap. I wonder who has that with a winky face. And I'm like, weird. So I go right online. I look at her menu, and I'm like, man, a Big Mac wrap. You got to be kidding me. So I reach out to my Facebook guy. I go, Tony, do you know about this? He goes, oh, yeah, I get my food from there. I'm like, why wouldn't you tell me that? So I'm like, all right, I can't do this. So have you ever seen Coming to America?
Yeah, with Eddie Murphy?
Yes. Do you remember the controversy between McDonald's and McDowell's?
Yeah.
They have the Big Mac. McDonald's has the Big Mick.
Yeah.
That's what we have. We have the Big Mick.
Oh, the Big Mick. I didn't even notice that.
But my graphics girl, Libby, won't let me put the word M-I-C-K on there because it's like it's a slam to Irish people. So
I give you permission.
Well, that's what I'm like. Come on. She's like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm like, fine, figure something out. But you can't.
Not one of them would care. I would say Irish people have like some of the best personalities just to let it roll off. That's why our funerals are so good. We insist to make them fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But so she put the big MC wrap. I'm like, it's completely killing why I did this.
But if you make it the Big Mick, I would expect it to have like potatoes and lamb in it or something.
Well, no, but it actually says exactly what Mr. McDowell says.
Oh, that's right. It's based off.
We're different.
Yeah. Is it spelled with a CK?
The Big Mick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's supposed to be like a slam towards Irish people. Hence the movie. I mean, the movie was just phenomenal. But it says in there, all beef crumbles, lettuce, cheese, pickles. I put Soul Glow sauce in there instead of the special sauce, and he says it's on a seedless bun. Mine's on a seedless wrap.
Nice.
Makes it fair. So, yeah, but people love it. They dig it, man. It literally tastes just like a Big Mac, but a little on the healthier side. It doesn't make it feel like garbage after you eat it.
All right. Well, if I'm ever in the area, I'll give you advance notice because I definitely want to try that out.
I'll send it on your way, man.
What's that?
I'll mail you one. I mailed my one buddy down there a whole bunch of meals.
Oh yeah.
Spent a whole buttload on shipping, but I wanted to see what it would be like.
Oh yeah, shipping will kill you. That's why. I mean, I've got one of my buddies is doing with his meal prep. They're starting to do national, and they got a. I'm trying to learn from him and see if it's a viable thing for me to try to help other people do. Right now, I pretty much warn people away from it. Like my thought process is nationwide is expensive. It's hard to figure out. There's a lot of problems with it, which makes it even more expensive. And at the end of the day, like unless you're living in like no man's land, you're just not saturating your area enough. Like it's hard to really justify driving past potential customers to sell something to someone who's way less profit, you know? What's your delivery radius?
It's based off of how far you are from the facility.
Okay.
We start at, I think 0 to 10 miles, it's $7, 10 to 15, it's $8, 15 and 30 is 9. I wanted to be under all the competition. All the competition out here, it's a flat line 10. Doesn't matter if you're down the street. Doesn't matter if you're 30 miles away. So I wanted to kind of scale it in that sense.
At least they're charging. There's some companies down here that they're killing themselves, and I've spoken to some other companies who get into, and I know we were talking about pricing, and you said that you got to compete with Eat Right, and they're pretty reasonable, or they charge for delivery at least, right?
Yeah, it's $10 delivery, and they're actually doing nationwide delivery as well, which I'm shocked, but they charge $10 a meal for their stuff, and they normally, if you're local in the area, it's like, I don't know how they get away with it and how they make money on it. It's got to be volume, but it's like $5 a meal when you buy 10 or more.
Yeah, there's a company down here doing, I think they do like $7 meals and free delivery, and it's just like they do heavy volume. I've gotten mixed ideas on how many numbers they do, but I've heard they're as high as 1,400 members a week. Which wouldn't make them the biggest around here, but it definitely makes them big boys. And I don't know. I've heard other companies like their profit per meal is like 30 cents. And it's is it worth like the amount of headache, the amount of people, the amount of stuff that can go wrong? If you're not able to scale your profit up there, you're just like, it's like trying to compete with Walmart. Like, don't bother. Find another product. They're always going to be able to beat you with location, with volume, with pricing, but that's, So you do like a 30-mile radius all around?
Yeah. 30-mile radius. I'm basically like 5 minutes away from Canada. So I actually can hit in Canada. I just can't obviously go there. I'm not going to.
So are you guys right up along? Yeah. Niagara's right on the border, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So you're kind of like us where you have a definitive line and you really only have like 180 degrees. Like we're right on the ocean. So we basically go north and south, and like we can only go, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 miles west. And then you're in the Everglades and there's nothing out there but swamp. So like we're just like an hour and a half north, hour and a half south. It covers 4 counties.
Yeah, no, we just basically south and east.
You follow like is there like an interstate that you kind of, because normally people kind of like colonize along the interstate. Is that kind of what you follow?
Yeah, then it's called the 90.
Okay.
Yeah, the Interstate 90.
And did you guys start off with delivery out the gate, or you guys start off with?
Oh yeah, I was the first week. That was me.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You guys were doing it out of your house. See, that's what's I see companies that start off in a retail position, they transition to delivery later. And a lot of times, like they're able to do enough volume doing pickup that it's like a thing that they keep putting off. So when companies are forced to start with delivery, then they switch to offering pickup. Like I think makes a better transition, and I think it also helps them avoid doing the free delivery thing, because that's a hard cost out the gate. They learn that their first week, and then they're like, okay, we definitely got to charge for this stuff.
Well, yeah, I got to pay my delivery guys, and that's basically what I'm trying to cover is that. And because if a $100 order, we'll give you free delivery.
No, that's definitely justifiable. If you're able to get them to jump through some kind of a hoop by paying you more money, buy more units, whatever it is, then it's worth, offsetting it with the delivery fee. I apologize for the abrupt transition into this outro, but that concludes part 2 of the 4-part interview that I did with Tom Orlandi from Kraving Thyme. Part 3, just to let you know what we have in store for you. We discuss morning routines. We discuss the power of emotions. We discuss eating only fruit till noon, which we also mention it's kind of a growing trend. Tom gives his experience with it, so it might be something that you've been considering or would like to learn more about. Menu rotation, purchasing, relationships with vendors, which is key. I'm glad we got to discuss that. Customer service. It's come up twice now in the videos, so you can see how important it is in this business. And 2020, the headaches, the hiring, and also the importance of reviews. That's something else that we get into. So check out part 3 if you're so inclined. Otherwise, let me know what your feedback is so far now that you've seen probably 2 episodes. Obviously, if you're new, subscribe, turn on the alerts, check out the links in the show notes, and check out mealprepbiz101.com. If you've got a meal prep company and you want to be interviewed, join the Meal Plan Mafia. Reach out, let me know, and we'll see if we can get you on the books. And I'd love to hear your feedback either way, whether or not you guys want me to continue doing these interviews, whether you want me to stick to the usual stuff I do. Either way, it's all feedback, all critiques. I'm going to make some lemonade out of it either way. And I appreciate your time. Hope you found it informative. I hope you found it maybe entertaining. And I hope to see you on the next episode.